The neighbors who live about 3.5 miles away say toxic contaminants are still landing onto their property.
The opportunity to reserve tickets for the FIFA World Cup is just days away.
However, right around noon, the flash floods just kicked in and it seemed like a flip had switched. The protests really have just begun. You can actually see another person here currently being detained. This is one of at least 2 people that allegedly got into some sort of altercation.
We've been monitoring the standoff situation for the last 2 hours. This is a live look from above. You can see 2 armored vehicles. You can see there's some tear gas there, or what looks like tear gas being deployed by law enforcement officers as they surround the vehicle. But after this decision, after months of back and forth, this means the removal process will begin as early as next week.
Playing for local soccer clubs, working his way onto the amateur team for the Oakland Roots.
Those small business owners in and around the security zone here say that those 20,000 people didn't come in, but imagine this view at night with 50,000 LEDs lighting up this bridge. Now, according to social media posts, it appears that the organization was monitoring the weather.
And it is gorgeous. The weather is perfect, which it's supposed to be all weekend long.
OpenAI is launching parental controls for ChatGPT. The judge issued a tentative ruling that leans toward blocking the enforcement operations. It was a case that swept the region back in 2012. Legal analyst Michael Cardoza joining us now with more insight. Michael, this case obviously being a massive search ending and resulting in this conviction. What will it mean to reopen the case? Walk through just how common an overturned conviction like this is. Joining us now is Mark Naveau, former FEMA coordinator. Mark, you've covered these hurricanes before, with dangerous storm surge causing such severe issues for those southern states. Rescue, recovery, that's going to be top of mind here. What is the priority for the next couple of days? Well, NASA astronauts making history, setting a new record for the farthest distance from planet Earth.
In a room full of about 30 people, 2 people were brought back together after 35 years from 6,000 miles away. It's one of the most serendipitous reunions, and to them, it's magic.
Jill Tucker and Yvonne Silva sharing an embrace.
We haven't seen each other since.
Reunited after 35 years by soccer.
I wanted to be around Cape Verdeans to watch the game and be with people who loved Cape Verde like I did.
And so when this San Francisco Chronicle reporter went to a small watch party at Open Test Kitchen in Oakland, she never expected to find someone she knew.
And I see Jill, I'm like, hi, why do you have a Cape Verde shirt on? What draws you to us, our little island?
And I said, oh, I lived in Praia. I taught there for 2 years. And he all of a sudden got very, very still.
It clicked right away. I knew it was her.
And he just went, I was your student. And I think we both just kind of went, this can't be, right? I sort of joke, I blacked out for a second going, this is not possible. How could this 13-year-old be my student?
But it was possible. And even though he's not the 13-year-old boy playing soccer in the street anymore, Tucker, who worked in the Peace Corps in her 20s, was Silva's English teacher from 1990 to 1992. When Silva moved to the Bay Area in 2002, he remembered his teacher's impact and had been looking for her ever since.
I remember the songs, like she'd bring the little boombox and played music and we would read the lyrics.
Little did they know, for the last 20 years, they've lived within a mile from each other in North Oakland. And as Cape Verde made its debut in the World Cup, the small nation off the coast of Africa wowed the world with its draw against Spain.
We thought we were just gonna play 3 games and go home and be proud that we made it, and all of a sudden we're getting results.
It's a nice reminder that the tournament not only brings people together, it makes the world feel a whole lot smaller.
You could say coincidence, but it felt more like magic to me.
Cape Verde takes on Argentina on Friday, where Open Test Kitchen will host another watch party.
Well, the 2 of them had the chance to share stories today for the first time since that meeting, that chance meeting at the party. The duo also plans to stay in touch and continue to reunite for watching more matches in the future. Claudine?
Yeah, it's hard to imagine, Crystal, how they would have ever found each other if not for the World Cup.
Yeah, I think it's what's most crazy is that they live so close and they've visited the same parks and visited the same grocery stores. They believe that they probably have crossed paths before without realizing it. So.
Yeah, unless you randomly bump into someone and say, hey.
Yeah, did you happen to live in Cape Verde? Yeah, yeah.
That's amazing. Love this story. All right, thanks, Chris.
Today would have been his 38th birthday. It was the first police shooting taken on cell phone camera and capturing the attention of the nation, calling for police reform.
Wanda Johnson still remembers the call that changed her life.
Receiving that phone call, having to hear someone on the other end screaming.
January 1st, 2009, a day etched in her memory.
And that changed all of our lives, that very gunshot.
She says she remembers Oscar Grant as a leader who wanted to help people and a family man who loved being a father.
When Tatiana was in preschool, he would actually comb her hair and get her ready for school.
And these days, those memories are her fuel.
Because we dare let others forget.
Please, baby, get back on the train right now.
Ryan Coogler's 2013 Fruitvale Station, featuring Michael B. Jordan, brought to life the story of Oscar Grant.
That helped, seeing it on the big screen, and everybody to see that Oscar could have been your nephew, your cousin, your friend, or somebody's father.
But before the movie, there was the start of a national movement to address police brutality beginning in Oakland.
There was hope. There was a possibility that we can stop this madness and eventually, of course, deal with this situation of police violence, not just in Alameda, but in the country.
That incident is, a part of our history that was a turning point for us.
With the family's advocacy and the national outcry, BART police changed their practices and procedures.
We look at some of the, outcomes of that incident and some training issues associated with it, and we really made a commitment to train above and beyond the standards.
The event, captured by a flip phone, was a catalyst for transparency in policing nationwide.
And that video showed us the truth of what happened to Oscar. He was wrongfully murdered. The officer was convicted. We don't count it as a victory. We count it as a historical moment because he only did 11 months.
BART Police was one of the first agencies in the country to implement body-worn cameras back in 2012. And in 2010, AB 1586, nicknamed the Oscar Grant Bill, became law. Grant's family pushing for a citizen oversight committee with an independent police auditor and a citizen review board made up of 11 members of the public who review police misconduct and every use of force incident at BART Police.
We created a body from the community to now have some say in policing procedures.
It's one of the strongest oversight models in the country. As Grant's family continued to tell their story, laws began to change.
And we started seeing tears fall from legislators.
In 2018, the Right to Know Act was passed, requiring agencies disclose records of police misconduct and use of force.
Johannes Mesley had 8 complaints filed against him before he murdered Oscar, and not a single reprimand took place. So had he had been reprimanded and addressed about these large number of complaints coming in on him and his use of force tactics, Oscar could be living today.
In 2019, Assembly Bill 748 took effect, which requires police agencies to release the audio and video of critical incidents. In 2020, Use of Force Bill AB 392 became the strictest use of force legislation in history, changing the standard for when it's legal to use police force. And in 2021, the chokehold bill was passed, which paved the way for a change in restraint practices.
He could have been choked to death like George Floyd. That same knee that was on George Floyd was on Oscar's neck in 2009.
And the family continues to serve the community through the Oscar Grant Foundation, uniting the families who've experienced the same trauma through conferences held once a year.
There is a sense of victory by being able to help another family who has faced a horrific loss.
And on the anniversary of his death, a vigil is held at the BART platform where he was shot each year.
We have to continue to speak out about what happened with Oscar and to speak out with what happened with others. And doing so will help us to begin to change how our society looks at those who have been killed by law enforcement.
And Grant's family says there's still a long way to go in making change. The number of deaths by police officers is steadily climbing nationwide since George Floyd's death in 2020. They also say they want to see Fruitvale Station renamed in his honor, as well as a plaque added to the stop to tell Grant's story.
Family has been through so much over the years, but to do what they're doing to this day and beyond in their goals is
Absolutely.
says a lot.
They just continue to serve the community.
Yeah, they seem very steadfast. I mean, in terms of when they're planning for the future and all of these other goals that they have, it doesn't seem like they're slowing down in any way.
It's kind of bittersweet, some of the families that they mentioned. They have over 300 people that come to these reunions of people that have been affected by police violence. So it's sad to hear that there's that many families that are impacted, but yet bittersweet because they're able to come together and communicate.
Tells you how important the conversation is to keep going. All right. Crystal,
Thanks,
thank you.
We asked you to weigh in on our 4th of July travel preferences. We asked if you prefer to celebrate at home, take a road trip, or maybe catch a flight for a distant destination. Hopefully not out of the country to celebrate America's birthday. But here is how you voted. Look, it looks like everybody's with me. We celebrate at
Crystal wins
home.
again.
I agree with 87% of you voting that you celebrate at home. That's the best way to do it. Get your barbecue out, you get your food, and it looks like very few people want to get on a jet and fly out of the country, I hope. Again, we got to celebrate America's birthday in America.